I built my own JavaScript Recon automation for bug bounty, turning hard files into organized JavaScript, endpoints, possible secrets, and JF filtered attack surface. If you don't know who I am, my name is Logan Sec. I've been a bug bounty hunter for the last 9 months now. I've reported over 30 bugs on HackerOne alone, and I recently got my first valid bug on the Canadian government. And today I'm going to be walking you through some of this new automation that I've come up with. So first off, the messy output problem. So for me, I actually finally started doing JavaScript reconnaissance, and I was trying to dig deep, make sure I'm going in and reading the JavaScript files, trying to figure out more stuff's going on the client side to better assist me when it comes down to actually hunting. So the output got really messy. So I would do the hard files, I capture them, and then I'd have to go into an AI like Claude or something, be like, how do I extract the hard files? And I have to do that every single time. How do I run LinkFinder again? How do I run SecretFinder? And then I just recently started adding the JF to help me triage the results into more organizedness. That's not a word, but to be more organized. So har to JS files, JS to endpoints, JS to possible secrets, hits, JF buckets to manual testing. So these are the sections of my JS recon. It got really ugly. This is the reason I built the tool. So har files, tons of useful traffic buried in one export. LinkFinder, helpful endpoints, but noisy really fast. Needs to go back, needs to be triaged, stuff like that. SecretFinder, interesting hits, but false positives are normal. Very, very normal. GF patterns, great triage, only when separated by bug class. Beginners, collect data, then freeze because the next step is unclear. That was me 100%. I would run these tools, I'd get all this data, be like, yeah, let's go. And then after grepping for admin, if I didn't see like an admin point with everything exposed, I'm like, okay, what now? Then I just move on pretty much. So the core problem was data collection is not the same as an attack surface review. And the main point of this whole automation is not to find bugs. It is to generate more attack vectors and better understand the application at a client-side JavaScript level. So the input, one har file, capture real app behavior, then extract the pieces worth reviewing. So basically, you go to Browser Dev Tools, Network tab, check the preserve log, and then browse important flows. So pretty much what I do is I just browse the entire application. And then at the end, you're going to export that har file. And what makes har useful? It reflects real app usage. It captures loaded JavaScript, gives you URLs, paths, and parameters, and becomes repeatable input for review. Don't just crawl blindly, browse the parts of the app that matter. For me, because I often run this at the very beginning after I've done about 6 hours of actual manual, just reconnaissance, taking notes, looking at HTTP history. Then I run this. That's why I kind of want to get the whole application. But I only do this for one domain. Don't do this for every single domain. And then section 2, what the script does. So first, like we mentioned in the last step, last slide, you get the har file. Then from there, we extract the JS, run LinkFinder, run SecretFinder, JF buckets. The goal is not instant bug. The goal is organized review. So that's what this does. The script has all of these 5 different things run in it. Well, 4 different things run in it. The extract, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's just script, file, does the whole thing for you. And then output folder, because another thing, like we want to be organized. So it doesn't just spit it all out into one file. What it does, it literally creates different directories for some of the stuff and labels the folders and files neatly, like this. LF stands for LinkFinder, SF stands for SecretFinder. So this is it. So this JS directory is beautified JavaScript for manual review. All the JS files will be beautified and you can just view them right inside there. And then you have the LF out, endpoints found from JS, SF out, possible secrets to validate. Also, this is something, if you make it here in the video, this is a secret. I'm most likely going to also be releasing another script that goes through and test to validate if these secrets are real or not. So you don't need to manually grab each one by one. GF, filtered hits by attack class. That's another part of it. Only create files with actual hits. Empty files waste attention. Therefore, if there are no hits, a file will not be created. How to use the output. So endpoints, what routes exist that I did not see in the UI. This is really big. Make another live video about this because I'm currently going through this right now. And then parameters, what IDs, redirects, URLs, emails, tokens, or roles appear. Secrets, which hits are real credentials versus noise. There's a lot of noise in that stuff, so You gotta be meticulous. You kind of want to move fast. Not too much in secrets usually. GF buckets. Which bug class deserves manual validation first? Notes. What did I test? What failed? What is still open? So the win in this scenario would be fewer random tabs, more deliberate hypothesis. We don't just want to overload with lots and lots of information. That's noise. We want to focus on actually gaining signal for our hunting. So section 3, why this is not magic. I don't want anybody to tell me in the comments or email me or whatever and say, I did not find bugs with this. This doesn't work. This isn't an instant bug finder. That's not what this tool is. The tool does not replace thinking. If anything, it forces you to think better because now your attack surface is organized enough to actually review. Bad use. Run tool, expect bug. A good use. Run the tool, review surface. Best use. Review, test hypothesis. The whole point of every tool I release, most likely, and I create for myself, because I create these tools not only for you guys. The main reason I create these tools are for me, because I'm sharing my journey, what's working for me. And right now, this tool is working super, super well for me. The main point of every tool that I release, that I create for me and share with you, we just went over to, is to help me better understand the application. And by better understanding the application, I can make better attack vectors. So pretty much every tool is to help me create better attack vectors. What is an attack vector? An attack vector is a hypothesis where, let's say, at said endpoint ID equal 123, can I change that to 124 and get an IDOR affecting a different account that I don't have permission for? That's all it is creating attack vectors. That's it. Don't think you're going to find bugs. Maybe you will on the off chance, but in the world we live in now with so much AI and autonomous AI, don't think you're going to win with a script beating people who are running AI agents 24/7. That's not the point. The point of this is to go deep and just be efficient with our time doing so. Okay, so I'm releasing this free in the next week or two, but the private email list gets it first with setup guide and workflow notes. Link in the description below. If you like this video, like and subscribe. That's it.